What's going on, everyone? Yes, today is another tour review, and yes, the man that stands in front of you is the one and only Kratos from the epic video game series God of War. Now, this version of Kratos here is from God of War 3, and this toy is made by Neca. And this will be my very first Neca tour review. I normally don't buy too many $20, $30 figures. Just got so used to imports, kind of just stay with imports. But I will say this figure blown me away. This is a really, really great toy, and it packs so much detail and quality to be only 25 bucks. So, as always, let's see what this figure has to offer, and maybe not so much. So, off the back, as we always do, let's go ahead and look at a full 360 of good old Kratos. Let's see if I can get him in close. Neca did an astounding job. From the skin tone, you can see like the ash kind of distorted, the scar on his stomach. It just looks amazing. The chains, really, really nice. You can see the veins in the legs. I'm talking about, they did an outstanding job. Really, really nice. Let's go ahead and look at the side view. Now, I will say the blood on his shoulder pad, it's okay. I don't really care for it. Not because that I don't like blood on the figure. I just think it's way too light to be blood. It looks kind of comical. Should have been a lot darker. Some mixed reds in there to kind of give it more of a realistic look. But it's a nice touch. Details on the sword is really nice. His flying sandals. Alright. And just look at the side of that face. Bring them up close so y'all can actually see it. Really nicely done. That detail is crazy. Veins on the side of his head. Really nicely done. I'm just doing this just because that way y'all can actually see the head directly up close. Really, really nice. Let's go ahead and look at his back. There we go. And I'm talking about, like I said, for this to be a $25 figure, this damn thing is made really good. Really, really good. Really, really happy with the quality. And to be honest with you, I only own about 3 Neca figures. I got the Dante from Dante's Inferno video game, Kratos, and I have a Predator figure. So that is my only Neca figures that I actually own. And all 3 of them I'm really, really happy with. I've seen other Neca figures that I really, really liked as well. Just never really decided to pick one up until I seen this. And this pretty much replaced my PlayArts Kai God of War 3 Kratos. Just because, one, the PlayArts Kai one was worth a nice little bit amount of money, and his face wasn't the greatest. Paint job on the PlayArts Kai one was pretty terrible. Even when it came to face sculpt, it was pretty bad. It had a few perks that this one does not have, like it had real chains, but that was really it. And it had, I think, 2 interchangeable hands, where this one only has 1 set. So that's the only difference. But overall, this definitely, in my personal opinion, is better than the PlayArts Kai one. Might be smaller than some people liking, but I will say it's worth every dollar. It did a damn good job. So that's your full 360. Push him back so we can see a quick height comparison of good old Kratos. So I'll put it about right there. And this is how tall he is to Figma Guts. This is how tall he is to Mazco Scorpion. And this is how tall he is to another NECA figure. And that's Predator from Alien vs. Predator. So it's pretty much a damn good size, especially in the NECA line, just due to the fact that Predator character in the Predator world is a lot taller. So actually seeing him next to him is actually pretty dope. Did a really good job. And I also kind of thought about size comparison dealing with the Mortal Kombat series where Kratos was also in that game. So you kind of know the average height of Kratos versus everyone else. So it's a real nice touch. So if you actually want to get certain characters on Battlefield together in a picture, you can kind of size them up. But that's beyond the point. Let's go ahead now and look at the accessories that Kratos come with. He's going to get a total of, what is that? I'll say 2 sets of weapons, this back piece, and 2 heads. So what you're going to receive is this piece right here, which is his back piece. This mounts into his back. It's nicely weathered. Looks really, really good. Painted really well. And this holds his 2 Chaos Blades. So if we turn them around, you just take them 2 tabs out. Really, really easy to remove, because if you notice, there's a little divot into that hole, so you can get your nail up on there or something small, and you can just pry them out. So that's really nicely done, nice and flush. So it goes for a nice flush look, or you can actually add this to his back like so. When you take them out, plug it in, put the weapons in. I kind of like it without it, just because that's just me. So I don't display it with his weapons put away. I just display them like this. But you do get that. You're going to get his 2 Chaos Blades. I'll take one of them out of his hand so you can actually see it. Alright. And they did a really, really good job. Look at the details. Really nice. Look at the small details that's inside this. And that's another thing. For this to be a cheaper figure and a lot smaller, definitely didn't get this type of detail on the PlayArt Sky. What I do like, translucent plastic. You can see my finger back there. It's a really nice touch. Okay, so you get 2 of those. They're pretty much identical. And you're going to get his Cerberus heads, which that also comes as a set. And they are really, really nice. Look at that. They just did an amazing job. Well, actually, I'm wrong. This is not the Cerberus head. This is actually Hercules gauntlets. If I'm not wrong. It's been a minute since I played God of War, but I think these are Hercules. That's where he get these from. But they're so nice and scarred up. Cuts into the plastic. Looks really good. Okay. So you're going to get 2 of those. And they're pretty much identical as well. The only difference is this one is a more darker tone. Where if you look at this one, it has a more kind of like a concrete tone. Where this has more like a metal black. So they really look nice together. Alright. So last part. Let's look at articulation dealing with Kratos. Go ahead and pull out his weapons. And let's go ahead and start at the top as usual. Alright. Oh, sorry. Before I go into articulation, his other head, almost forgot, is his calm face, which is also really nicely done. And this just pops on with a ball joint. Really good details. I like the fact that it just looks like the ash has been falling off over time off his skin. Really, really well done. Alright. Alright, so that was the extra head. Now dealing with articulation. So, you have a ball joint, which allows his head to go about that far up, which is not really much. Go that far down, which is not really much, but there's a little bit. You can tilt to the left and right about that much. So his head is fairly okay. Going to his arms, these are on swivels, or yeah, swivels. So you can do all the way like that, and you can do the hinge part, which goes out about that far. And it can actually go out quite a bit on both sides, because this is a softer rubber, or a softer plastic rather, so it got give, so you don't gotta worry about it being hindered. If it's hindered, it's actually just due to the fact of how this is sculpted. So it's pretty tight against the muscle itself, or against the chest and the plastic, so it's kind of hard to get his arms going around the way you want, but you mess with them enough, you'll get it. You can spin at the bicep, full 360 if you want. His bicep does get in the way when it's that close, and this does have a weird feel to it, so it takes a minute, but it does work. What I do like though is because the way this is sculpted, you don't have to worry about his arm getting really loose and just spinning around in circles, because it has to rub up against another part of plastic, so it kind of prevents that that loose situation to occur. Going down to his elbows, have a double hinge. Now they are hindered due to the fact that his gauntlet and his chain gets in the way of his bicep. A lot of times to get more range, you move the arm up first, like so, then you do that. Then you get kind of a better bend on it. Because if you just bend it from here and try to bend it, a lot of times it gets in the way sometimes. So it's better to kind of get it up as high as you possibly could. So you do get that. By the way, nicely sculpted. They did it the same way how they did the knees, with a sculpted elbow. Really, really cool. Going down to the wrist itself, it's on a hinge, which is attached to a peg. So you get some nice range. You can't really go back on the hand due to the fact of his gauntlets kind of prevent that. So you really can't go back. Alright, going down to his stomach, get about that far, leaning over. Actually, is it? Get about that far. So it's actually a really, really nice bend on that. So you can do like them iconic hunch poses that Kratos like to do so much. Move it back and show you what I'm talking about. So it definitely have that genuine Kratos lean. You can go about, is that far back? Can you go further? Nope. So he stops there due to his back muscle, but he get about that far up, which is still nice because they got sculpted abs kind of throughout that piece, so it works. So I pushed it to the max, but realistically you wouldn't go that far back, no way, but it does look good. They did a really good job on it. Alright, and his waist, it's on a swivel, can go full 360 if you wanted to. His legs are on a hinge. You can kind of see the ball joint. Well, not ball joint, but you can see the little caps there where the screws are at. So going out, his leg gets about, let me go ahead and refocus for y'all. Get about that far out. So you can practically do the splits. His skirt piece kind of gets in the way of that, but he still have a nice range. You have a swivel right below the joint on the thigh, up here, that turns. And yeah, try to make sure with no hidden joint. And then going down to his knees, this is on a double hinge. Really, really nicely sculpted. Get about that much of a bend. Great bend. Going on to his ankles, these are on ball joints. I'm gonna be honest with you, his ankle design is pretty crappy. Get about that far down. Can't go up at all. He has a toe joint. Barely goes anywhere. And for some odd reason on this foot, his sandal is actually spaced out more. You can kind of see it. Let me see. You can see the difference. Look how much of the foot exposed. Look how much of the foot exposed right there versus over here. It's more tight to the actual foot. I like this look a lot better. If they was going to go with this, they should have just made both. It's kind of odd they only made one foot like that. Maybe because of posing, his standard pose. Maybe he had that foot more to the back. Maybe, I don't know, but it's kind of weird. But you do have a larger bend with that toe versus this toe. So that is all the articulation dealing with Kratos. So I must say, if you are a God of War fan, if you don't already own this figure, if you have the Play Arts Cow one, you like, well, ain't no reason for me to get the NECA one because I got the Play Arts Cow one. Trust me when I say this, from a person that was really, really huge on Play Arts Cow figures, I'm still not a biased individual where I just feel like, oh, that figure's better because it's larger and it's Play Arts Cow. This is me being brutally honest. NECA Kratos, hands down, is the best God of War Kratos that you can purchase. Period. From the scope, from his overall look, it looks like it's directly out of the game. They did a damn good job. And I have no type of gripe that I sold my Play Arts Cow to get this one, because it was definitely worth selling that, because I got a nice amount of money back and I got a better figure in the long run. So if you don't have a God of War figure, definitely should search for it and pick it up. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed the review. Please continue to check out more reviews from me. I will try to make this more common. I just know I've been really busy, so a lot of times I don't really get time to sit down and actually do reviews like I should. I apologize for that. But overall, go ahead, check out these pictures I'm about to leave y'all with, and y'all continue to collect and shits and have a great day. Take care.